Hello and welcome back. Today we have a Lenovo. It's a IdeaPad 3 15A. Now, the laptop comes on. You see the light, but there's no picture on the screen. Now, I'm gonna turn off this light. Have a look at the screen. When you turn it on, you see it flickering. It flickers. There's no image, nothing on the screen. And these two lights in here are on. You see? And they're not doing anything. Usually, you see, you got this one, you got this one, and then you got the num lock as well. Usually, when you have like this, no image on the screen, which is different than no backlight on the screen, no image on the screen, and these three lights on, this is a good indicator that we have a BIOS problem in here. So we're going to open it up now. We're going to see what motherboard we have inside, and we are going to look for a BIOS. If we can't locate one BIOS for it, we will have to try to fix the original one. So let's start by opening up the laptop. Okay, so we have all the screws out. Okay, first of all, let's remove the battery. Let's unplug the BIOS battery just in case, and let's start by shortening the BIOS battery. Okay, let's connect the battery. Let's see if it's maybe it was just a frozen BIOS. Let's just turn off. It came on again. Let's have a look. Now it's doing exactly the same thing. Okay, okay, good. Let's see, where is our BIOS chip. Is this our BIOS chip in here? Let's see. Yeah, this is our BIOS chip in here. Let's try to change the RAM first before we moving forward. Okay, so I just replaced the RAM. Okay. Because we unplugged the BIOS battery. Now it does the same thing. Okay, so we don't have a memory problem. Okay, we have a BIOS problem. Okay, let's start by trying to read this BIOS. Okay. Let's try to read the BIOS without actually removing the BIOS. Okay, so let's open the screen and let's open the program and let's see. Okay, we have the chip. Let's select the chip and let's read the chip. Okay, now very important, let's verify the chip. You see, we get errors. So what we downloaded is not good. Let's try to read the chip again. Let's verify. Okay, so now we know that we backed up correctly the BIOS. Now let's save this. Lenovo. Okay, so we said this is a 15ALC6. Okay, so I don't have it. Okay, let's create a new folder and let's call it IdeaPad 3 15 AL C6. And let's save it. Now just because we saved it, it doesn't mean the file is there. Now let's have a look. We set Lenovo. So the file is here, okay? Do I have any other 15AL? There's a lot of Lenovo in here, let's see. What motherboard is this? Okay, I'll have to search for this BIOS and we have a look in a minute. Okay, so this is the motherboard version, and give me a minute. Okay. Okay, so we have this BIOS in here. See, this looks like our main board. We have this BIOS in here. Let's try to flash this BIOS. Okay, so we are going to load in here this chip, and let's try to program it. After we program it, we can worry about the DMI information. Okay. Now the good thing about this adapter is that you don't have to remove the BIOS chip and hit the board. The bad thing is that you have to have a very steady hand for about 5 minutes. If it moves only a little bit, I think it failed already because it's going too fast. If you move it a little bit, then you just fail. You seen the first time so now if I verify the chip, let's see if it's on the chip is the same thing with what we have into the buffer, and it is. Now let's put the battery back and let's see what's happening. Now the battery is back, the laptop came on. Okay, look at the lights. Let's have a look. It turns off because it's resetting the BIOS. It came on, it turns off. So far so good. It came on, it turns off. So far so good. Let's see. Okay, so I've seen a Lenovo in here. The lights are gone. You see the backlight is working. The caps lock is working. But we don't have any image on the screen. Okay. I did see Lenovo on the screen, okay? So let's turn it off. And let's turn it back on. You see? Yeah, man, this has more problem than. Let's put the BIOS battery back. Let's put the battery back. It is resetting again because we unplugged the battery and the BIOS battery was out. But it does show Lenovo, and I do have now image on the screen. Look, I'm gonna turn it off. I'm gonna turn off this light, turn it on again. You see it? So this has, you see the caps lock is now working. This has more problems. We need to have a look now at the connector in here. Let's see if we have the 19 volts present. To be in here somewhere. And here we have the 3 volts. And then I guess in this side in here, nothing. Okay, so what we have? We have these 3. Okay, let's remove the battery. Let's go on continuity and let's see these 3 pins in the beginning here. Okay, so these are no ground. Okay, and this is not ground. Let's see. Let me find a better ground. Okay, let's see. So these 2 pins in here, nothing. Okay, and these 3 pins in here. Okay, so it's not shorted. Okay, I think this should be the 19 volts. Let me see. So let me go on continuity. So this doesn't come from here, okay? This is nothing to do. I think this comes from, if I remember exactly, this is the 3 volts chip. Okay, so let's see. This is the 3 volts. Okay, so why don't we have a light? We don't have light because we are missing 19 volts. Okay, okay, so let's see. So look for pin together. Okay, you see this is the 3 volts chip in there. So this, let's see if we have in here 3 volts, these 2 pins. So in here we have 3.3 volts, which means there's these pins in here, these 3 pins in here should have 19, and in here we have 0. Okay, we have 0. Okay, let's see what do I have on here. The problem is that the backlight for this is on the other side of the board. Okay, this board has never been taken out. I don't know if maybe they try to change the screen. Okay, so I downloaded the schematic. Let's have a look. This is the schematic. We're using Paul's Daniel board view. Now let's turn the board around. This is our connector. You see we have these 2 pins in here. This is the 3.3 volts. We checked and we do have 3.3 volts in here. And these 3 pins are together in here. You see, 3 pins together. This 3 pin together is LED VDD. So this will be the 19 volts for the screen. Now let's see where this 19 volts goes. Let's make it smaller, nowhere around here. If we flip the board around, you see it goes in here somewhere. So it goes to this test point. From this test point, it comes from this fuse. So most likely this fuse is burned. Let's remove the board and let's see what's wrong with this fuse. If it is the fuse, let's go step by step. So before unplugging the screen, make sure the battery is out, because most likely this is what happened. They open it to clean it, and now it's not working anymore. It is clean now. So the good thing is that the board is now clean. The bad thing is that it's been cleaned too much. Been cleaned so much that it has no light anymore. Okay, so remove this. I like to close the connectors, close this lid on the connectors after removing them. Okay, so there's no more screws, but we need to remove this hinge from here because the hinge comes on top of the board. Okay, So let's open it up and let's remove it. We have another cable in here, you see. So you turn the board around. Now this cable is glued in place. Now let's remove this from here and let's have a look. So where's the connector? Let's have a look. Let's okay, so we need to focus around, let's see, around here somewhere. Okay, is this one in here? Okay, is this one in here? Okay, first let's try with the multimeter, continuity mode. So let's put in one side of this fuse, which is this capacitor, and you see we don't have any continuity. The bad thing is that if this is burned, this other one FA2 is burned. Ah no, this is good. This is for the webcam, I think. And then there should be another one in here. Let's see, where's the other one? Where is the other one? It has to be another one. There's one for the microphone, one for the camera. Let's have a look at the board view. So we have this one, then we have this one. You see, this is for the camera, and we should have another one for the microphone. Okay. So this was good. Okay, let's turn this board around. Can't understand anything. This is better. So maybe this only has two fuses. I don't know. Let's go back to our connector. Okay. And let's look for the microphone. Here, microphone. Okay. Now this microphone, if we switch the board around again, is coming from this resistor. Okay. Okay, so it's taking the power from the camera. Okay. You see, coming from the same. Okay, so now we only have these two fuses. One of the fuses is good, the other one is bad. Let's go back in here. So we said that the problem is, where's the problem? Where is the problem? I bought a new microscope and it's hasn't arrived yet. Meanwhile, I'm using this digital one and I'm not used with it, and I think it's really terrible. I can't. I don't know how other people are using it. FA2, we said this one is okay. Okay, this is okay. And the other one, it was somewhere around here. No? Where's the other one? Here. So, in here, and the capacitor. And nothing. Okay. You know, this is good actually, because this means we can fix it. Now let's see how we can solder with this dodgy microscope we have in here. Man, I miss my arm scope. Okay. Here and in here, okay? So we're gonna put a and this is like a really poor job in here. This microscope really pushes me to the limit. Okay, let's put a little bit of flux. At least we cover everything so we don't see the terrible mess we're making in here. Okay. I did it. Even with this thing that resembles a microscope. It looks like a microscope, but it's not. Okay, so now let's test again from here to here. Okay, now let's clean the board a little bit. Even with this microscope we can still see enough so that we can clean it. Okay, clean it. Here it's like new, it's brand new. Okay, we just replace the motherboard. It's a brand new motherboard. Okay, let's see if this one stays in place. Okay, perfect. Okay, now, okay, well, all I want first is to test it. If we get light, then we can carry on. If not, then we can't. Well, I think I might have to connect the keyboard at least to turn on the laptop, right? Okay, I don't know if you can see the screen. Did I turn it on? Ah, well, I didn't turn it on because the power cable is on this board in here. Am I a genius or what? Okay, let's connect the fan as well so we have, at least we know it's coming on. Let's connect the battery. Okay, so it is coming on. Ah, check this out. This is beautiful. Now we're talking about. So this had 2 faults, okay? If you remember at the beginning, all 3 lights on the keyboard were lighting, which means BIOS. After flashing the BIOS, we found that the laptop was coming on, but no backlight. We did found the fuse for the 19 volts burned, so we replaced the fuse, right? If anybody asks. And now we do have light. And now if we check, 19 volts is this side in here, okay? Now if we check, if we put this into DC, now let's go here, check in here. I have 7.6, 7.8 volts. Why I don't have 19? Because I don't have the adapter plugged in. So the main voltage now is the battery voltage, okay? The battery probably has about 7.1 volts. That's why we have in here 7.1 volts. So let's test it again, just in case. Let's not take any chances. Ah, this is even brighter than usual. This is brilliant, okay? Anyway, I hope you liked the video. If you did like it, if you find it useful, please give me a like and subscribe, and leave a comment below. If you need a repair, and if you are in Spain, you find all the details into the description. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.